Alright guys, today we're going to be watching another Big Tug. Let's subscribe to him, really. He's just a good guy, despite very hairy guy too. That's most people. So today we're going to be watching, I actually bookmarked this one, and you guys saw the last video, I actually bookmarked this one. Well, not bookmarked, but saw some of it. No, this Joe, I have beef with Joe Bartolozzi. He stole my video idea, bro. He actually stole it. He stole it, and I'm gonna sue him for $1 billion because of it. Now, if you ever see the red bar, that's because I'm clicking on the video and liking it, just for save it to later. Doesn't mean I've seen it or watched it, don't worry. We're gonna watch Big Tug's Internet Lore's Nightmare Fuel. Let's watch it.
Head to extratug.com right now where you can see me absolutely completely naked. Well, that's not true. Chris, zoom out, let them know I'm not completely naked. But it's exclusive video content on extratug.com if you want to check that out. It does
.com? You have your own website?
get a little raunchy at least. From the Jersey Devil to the Loch Ness Monster, all these creepy critters have places they call their home.
So this video is going to be about scary stuff.
Jersey Devil lives off the highway and survives off of tire marblings, and the Loch Ness Monster lives in a swamp in an area where they spell the word Sean incorrectly. But some cryptids need a special place to live because they're new, and they live on the internet. Their house is the internet. Americans spend on average 7 hours a day online. At that rate, between the ages of 18 and 80, we'll all spend a total of 24 years sucked into our screens. And with all that time collectively searching the dark corners of the cyberspace,
it's like a year. Most people on average spend a year of their lives in traffic, so who cares?
Eventually, we're gonna click on some messed up links. A Google search can send our minds blasting through all the mysteries of time and space, and without answers, we rely on nightmare fuel to fill the blanks. Humans fear.
Yeah, low-key, yeah, I agree. There should be law. You know how McDonald's is adding, like, you can't be 18 to come into McDonald's? Like, you can order from McDonald's, but you can't come in if you're below the age of 18. They should add those rules, but for government, but for internet access, you gotta be like 16 plus to, go on the internet.
Fear the unknown, and the internet is like 80% unknown. We are all guessing on this big WWW. So tonight, I thought it would be fun to go over the cryptids of the internet world. A lot of people have come up with rumors, or not so rumors, of, paranormal things that live inside data bits. So tonight, I expect you to keep the lights on, Tuglets.
No, I don't want to play war, whatever it's called.
Because tonight we're exploring the digital lore.
Scary time.
So before we get to the horrors of the internet, which are aplenty, let's go a little bit further back in history. The digital demons were always around, but their earlier forms looked a little bit different. In a lot of ways, the arcades were the internet of the 80s. These were spaces where the youths could find like-minded people to hang out with, chug soda, and play video games. It was like Twitch, basically, but in real life, and people were a little bit better about saying slurs. It was the 80s, so it wasn't perfect. For a few quarters at a time, you could get sucked into slurs. It was the 80s, so it wasn't perfect. For a few quarters at a time, you could get sucked into exciting new worlds that utilize the latest technology, all without much adult supervision. And this made arcades the perfect place for covert government testing. In 1981, a mysterious arcade console called Polybius appeared in several Portland, Oregon area arcades. The game was housed in an unmarked black box and was created by a covert German company named Sincerschlaschen? I have no idea. Which loosely translates to sensory deprivation. And it turns out that was a fitting name, as Polybius put players in a trance-like state, and afterwards they were struck with amnesia, which wiped away their memories of Polybius, along with basic information like their names and where they lived. Other players found themselves having incredible headaches, seizures, and other scary shit that happens to your body, and they would wake up with hallucinations and screaming and night terrors, all from a video game. Some rumors say that some players went fully crazy.
I think people are just being like, no, I didn't take drugs. It was actually a game. I promise.
Crazy, or went missing altogether. Even more perplexing was the fact that men in black or secret government agents would visit arcades and download data from the Polybius fucking that machine. And then, as quickly and quietly as the consoles first appeared in Portlandia arcades, they were removed and all but disappeared from existence. Then, around the year 2000, the stories of Polybius started to spread around on arcade forums. Its legend grew, with some people giving first-person accounts of playing the game, while some who claimed to have worked on the game added to the story. It all added up to a mysterious video game, which was the most dangerous game ever played. However, That all was lying. I lied it's all made up. Polybius never actually existed, which is a bummer because it was like the most exciting story when I was reading it as a kid. It doesn't appear in any 80s issues of, Video Game Weekly, whatever the fuck, and no verified consoles have ever been found. And, it's supposed to be like Men in Black, they hide it from you or whatever, but like, it's pretty proven that this shit was not real. While the lore of Polybius is chill-inducing, this lack of proof adds up to nothing more than an urban legend. An urban legend that they reference in The Simpsons. Chris put up a picture of when Bart's at the arcade and there's a Polybius console behind him. Although that might have been not real either. The internet lies to you all the time. I just did it for like a minute. But while the legend of Polybius probably wasn't true, Portland was a popular testing site for games, and developers would often drop black box consoles to try out new titles. And in 1981, several kids got sick on the same day while playing arcade games in the same Oregon arcade. One was a 12-year-old who had been playing Asteroids for over 28 hours straight in an attempt to break a world record, and he ended up feeling nauseous, which was attributed to anxiety and the sheer amount of Coke cans he drank himself to keep himself awake. Just a few
they put cocaine and Coke back then?
consoles away, a 14-year-old gamer developed a migraine while playing the game Tempest and ended up passing out from the pain in his neighbor's lawn. Kids were getting sick from playing video games, but it was because they were morons. 28 hours? You stayed awake for 28 hours? You have diminishing returns. You're not going to blast asteroids as you could in the first hour.
Bro, you're gonna
add that to the fact that during this time, at least 9 epileptic seizures happened because video games were not, there was a lot of flashing lights. And now you can see why a legend of Polybius would take roots. There was a lot of shit that actually made sense, so it worked out really well. Not only that, but Men in Black were actually frequent visitors to arcades in the 80s. Just 10 days after the two kids fell sick simultaneously, federal agents raided several arcades in the area due to arcade owners modifying their machines for illegal gambling. During this time, FBI agents were going around to arcade machines and taking pictures of high score. At the end of the game, it has your high score. They were taking pictures of that to identify witnesses.
Hey, Obi-Wan. Hey, Obi, ask Wan for the ice, tea, and pie.
Which is insane. So once again, while Polybius was a full-on myth, its myth was built upon with truths of weird shit that was happening around the same time. So it was smartly written. If we're talking about smartly written internet video game horror, let's talk about Herobrine. I'm gonna appeal to the 12-year-olds in the comment section. A lot changed in the 30 years between Polybius and...
12-year-old people... Do new gen Minecraft players even know who Herobrine was? They probably are like, oh, Herobrine, the guy from Fortnite. Probably that, but they don't know about
Minecraft, but decades of improved graphics and processing power are no match for our love of pixelated spooks. What's up? Spooks is a slur? Is it? Is that true?
Yeah, you just said a slur, bro. That's a slur for black people.
Chris, I don't know what to...
You can see that in South Park, bro.
But don't say that, guys. Jesus Christ, I didn't know that. Minecraft...
And don't say... I almost said it.
Might be suitable for all ages.
Wasn't there a big controversy too? Because on Halloween, people said that word, and then these were like, "Hey, you can't say spooky because that kind of sounds like that word,"
But that doesn't mean the sandbox game.
Bro just said a racial slur in a video, and we're just gonna ignore it. That's crazy.
Game can't build its own ghostly lore. Around 2010, a single screenshot of a distant figure with white eyes was posted on the Minecraft forums. This figure, known as White Eyes, would do a bunch of creepy shit around a player, like strip the trees of all their leaves or build sand pyramids under the water. Other members of the forum chimed in with their own White Eyes experiences, only to have their messages deleted. And then, from an account called Herobrine, they would receive one single message: stop. Spooky. More and more players started seeing the same ghostly figure with all white eyes haunting their single-player worlds. Minecraft sleuths believed that the Herobrine username was the alias of the brother of Notch, Minecraft's original creator. When they reached out to ask Notch if he had a brother, he replied with the answer, "I did. But he's no longer with us. The plot thickens, the pot boils." This led to speculation that Notch's dead brother was haunting Minecraft, which only gained steam after several prominent live streamers ran into Herobrine while working on their Minecraft worlds. The most infamous of these streams came from a player named Copeland, who claimed after his encounter that his computer crashed. From there, Herobrine became meme-ified in the world of Minecraft itself, with players building on his legacy by posting videos that recreated the first Herobrine sightings, along with uploads of their own Herobrine sightings and nightmare-inducing jump scare videos. The lore became so great that people started making mods where you could literally summon Herobrine yourself. In 2016, a 10-year-old wrote a whole book about Herobrine.
Bro, I have a Herobrine. Probably if I
10-year-olds can write.
If I find it, I'm gonna watch it. Hold up. I have a book. Hold up. Let me turn this off. I have a book called Herobrine Goes to School, Book 1. So this is part 1, bro. Let me read you. Hold up. Let me read you the first part. Dang, it's so wrinkled too. I'll probably show you a picture of the book. Okay. Herobrine goes to school. Mobs from Minecraft get to see what life is like in the human world. The exchange program is supposed to help humans in Minecraft mobs learn how to appreciate each other's culture better. But it's a volunteer program, so guess how many mobs volunteer to visit the human world? Zero. Zilch. That's right, nobody. Same thing with the humans. So how did I end up here? Let's just say, since Notch is selling me, this program wants to launch this effort to get me out of Minecraft once and for all. Before he sold it to Microsoft. My parents weren't too mad though. They thought it would be a good idea for me to explore new cultures. They also said it would be good for my social life to go to middle school here. Yeah, I know. You probably thought I was older. Guess you can't believe all those rumors the Minecraft fans spread about me. I'm actually only 12 years old. This will be the first time I ever step foot in a school. So there I was, waiting for the school to start. The clock above the main entrance at 8:45 a.m. So I suppose I should better get moving. To tell you the truth, I was kind of nervous. Not nervous enough to to have an accident, of course. But I haven't done that since I was 4. Besides, you can't go having accidents when you don't have any other clothes to change into. Tell me in the comments below if you want a full reading of it.
Write books. Herobrine has all the classic signs of a cryptid. He's creepy, he lives in the woods, and people go out and look for him on live streams. So it's like Bigfoot. There's a Minecraft seed, which if you're not a virgin means a code that recreates a user's specific world, that takes users to a spot where the original photo of Herobrine was taken. Now the developers deny the existence of Herobrine, but they've always leaned into the culture pretty goddamn hard.
Yeah.
While Notch denies having a brother and the existence of Herobrine, he also says that Herobrine is awesome and kind of scary at the same time. Kind of like Notch, because he made a really cool game, but his politics are dog shit. And occasionally, Notch answers questions about Herobrine,
Is Notch controversial? What happened?
Cool game, but his politics
This clearly is against white men. I don't know what. What are you blocking, bruh?
are dog shit. And occasionally, Notch answers questions about Herobrine, saying weird shit like, oh, I don't know. There are certainly no physical manifestations of Herobrine that will sneak out of your computer if you leave Minecraft running at night, looming over you as you sleep with his pale eyes inches away from your face as he tries to shout at you to wake up. He said that. Why would he say that? The one thing when I was a little kid that made me believe in Herobrine was the fact that every time they would do a patch or do an update to the game, at the bottom it would say Herobrine was moved. Yeah! And they did it every time. So obviously they couldn't remove Herobrine. They couldn't get it done. Eventually, live streamer Copeland admitted to fabricating Herobrine in his iconic stream. But at that point, it was too late. Whether or not Herobrine wasn't intended to be in the game, there's no denying that he's now part of the mythology of Minecraft. Apparently, I didn't see the movie, but he made a cameo in the movie. Accidentally, I guess. I didn't see the movie. I don't know what happened in there. But apparently he's in the movie. One thing that Polybius and Herobrine have in common is their reliance on creepypastas to help build their legend. Creepypastas, if you didn't watch my video where I write creepypastas, you fake fucking fan, creepypastas start online as horror stories shared on image boards, but sometimes, thanks to vague premises and a blend of...
Does anyone remember the virus? Only I thought I imagined that. You guys are lying. That never happened. It sounds like one of those shitty stories people make up to scare
true
themselves.
Information and familiar narratives, they spread past the confines of the chronically online, as users embellish upon the original tale and pass it along to normies. This is the closest thing the internet has to telling ghost...
Did you just no way.
As users embellish upon the original tale and pass it along to normies.
Did you just unironically use the word normies, bro? Oh my lord.
So this is the closest thing the internet has to telling ghost stories around the campfire. Copy paste.
No, he probably said it ironically. I'm gonna be real.
Pasting things, copy pastas, creepy pastas.
Now, hearing that word said out loud by a real human, actually wild.
Is when they're creepy. That's how it works. And just like the 20th century tale of the Candyman and the Bloody Mary, they often take on a life of their own. The best creepypastas make the mundane macabre, and a great example of that is the goddamn backrooms. I love this shit so much. In 2011, a photo of an empty, carpeted room started bouncing around the internet. As unremarkable as this image is, there is definitely something undeniably creepy about it. It has a yellowish tint and was slightly off kilter, revealing lifeless fluorescent lights and paths to other corners of the room just beyond sight. So when a 4chan thread
asked... real? I think this is like, what's it called? the storage unit or a construction site. That I think they found the original. Uh,
Users to
yeah.
post disquieting images that feel off, it included this image of a room. Almost immediately, lore was built for the back rooms. One obviously anonymous user commented, "If you're not careful and you clip out of reality in the wrong area, you'll end up in the back rooms. God save you if you hear something wandering around nearby, because it sure as hell heard you." No clipping is when you're in a video game and you just like walk into a wall, but your geometry clips into the wall a little bit, and people are able to do that good enough where they fall through the map and they go all the way down to the bottom. So that's what no clipping is. So it's saying in real life, and due to quantum mechanics, there is a chance if I run into a wall, I will just run through it.
Yeah, there is a chance that your atoms will pass through, but you gotta have all your atoms go through.
Because there's a chance for that, apparently.
Also, how to edit good.
So there's a chance in real life you no-clip, baby, and then you end up in the back room. So that's what they're talking about. Eventually, photo edits featuring creepy entities with the back rooms began popping up, along with truly terrifying videos that quickly went viral and spread the lore outside of the image board community.
Bro.
One of the best analog horror series that has ever been made is The Backrooms. You guys should watch that. Also, Gemini Home Entertainment. I should make a whole video on ARGs. I love this shit so much. But Nightmind's got that covered, and Wendigoon. I don't gotta do their jobs for them. 17-year-old director Kane Parsons' Backrooms videos were so successful that he actually inked a deal with A24 to turn them into a feature film. As the popularity of the Backrooms spread, so did the world itself, and posters began adding new levels to the Backrooms with different aesthetics and spooky entities. It became so overwhelmingly, popular that the community split into two different groups. One that wanted to keep the integrity of the original Backrooms intact, and another that has embraced so many levels that the Backrooms have become a sprawling alternate universe. Currently, the Backrooms subreddit has nearly 320,000 members, which for context is about 80,000 more members than the Bible's subreddit. But the best part about the Backrooms is probably its source material. Did my face just glitch out there for a second? That was weird. I don't know. I'm not doing a bit.
You're doing a bit.
As unsettling as the original photo is, it came from an incredibly innocuous place, an abandoned hobby town location in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. To me, this is the internet at its best. By crowdsourcing imagination and creativity, a lifeless space became an entire goddamn universe. And even though this old Hobby Lobby is now a RC car racing event place, it lives on forever as one of the internet's most enduring liminal spaces. But if we're gonna talk about the Backrooms, we gotta talk about Slenderman. This big scary fuck. Look at him. Holy shit, he's so tall. Take me out on a date, maybe. I don't know. Buy me dinner. Fuck. If the Backrooms show the endless ingenuity and inventiveness of the internet, then Slenderman is the dark side of the same coin. Thanks to
don't kill anyone because it's Slenderman, because you know that story where those two girls stabbed their, I think, best friend to death because they were scared of Slenderman. But she somehow lived. I don't know how she lived.
Ingenuity and inventiveness of the internet, then Slenderman is the dark side of the same coin. Thanks to equal parts hype and tragedy, Slenderman is probably the most well-known creepypasta of all time. He was first posted about on the site Something Awful in 2009 as part of a paranormal Photoshop thread. The original photos of Slenderman were black and white and very subtle. You had to look closely to notice the tall, faceless adults stalking behind groups of children. The captions of the photos were almost as disturbing as the photos themselves, and I will read them right now. "We didn't want to kill them, but its persistent silence and outstretched arms horrified and comforted us all at the same time." That's good writing. Holy fuck. Where was that in my creepypasta video? You guys didn't watch that. Why didn't you watch that? It was good. This post went viral, and soon other forum members were fleshing out the story of Slenderman on 4chan and Reddit, creating creepypastas that detailed how this tall, faceless man in a black suit would abduct children. But the lore of Slenderman focused just as much on his appearance as it did his lore. So in addition to the post, fake hieroglyphs, 16th century woodcuts, and 1980s newspaper articles were being created, all building the mythos of Slenderman. As his legend grew, Slenderman went from just something you talked about on forum posts to cool YouTube videos. Holy shit, Marble Hornets is one of the most important series on the internet. Really, genuinely. You learn about the history of Marble Hornets. It was a fake documentary type thing about Slenderman and how he was fucking with this dude. You need to watch it. In terms of how early they were doing this and how it changed how people make analog horror for the rest.
Do you guys want me to watch it? Tell me in the comments.
Of the internet, Marble Hornets changed the game. And that was because of Slenderman. Kind of. It's fantastic. Marble Hornets was so popular that even famous film critic Roger Ebert tweeted about them. These videos spawned several popular video games, which led to even more viral reactions. Slenderman had become a viral part of real life, and that's when people died. For some reason, people had to die. In 2014, two 12-year-old girls in Wisconsin fell under Slenderman's spell, apparently. They became weirdly convinced that he wanted them to kill their friend, and if they didn't, he would kill their families. So they lured their friend into the woods.
How does this even happen? How does this even start?
And I don't know how much I could, Chris, I don't want to get demonetized, dude. They killed her.
Yeah, they did horrible things. If you read about it, just be warned. It's very graphic.
I don't know. Maybe blur everything I just said. I have no fucking clue what I can say. But it's crazy that Wisconsin is the site of the actual backrooms and where the Slenderman murders took place.
Yeah, Wisconsin's
Wisconsin's a bad place if you like internet cryptids. Both attackers were found not
It's
guilty
also
by
just a bad place to live, you know?
reason of obvious mental disease and were institutionalized. This tragedy led to a moral panic, and the IP of Slenderman was effectively buried. By the time the 2018 Slenderman film was released, the
Slenderman stabbing
backlash was swift and complete. The film was met with universal disdain. One critic was quoted as saying, "A tasteless and inedibly undercooked serving of an internet's stalest creepypasta." So people were mad about the murder thing, but also the movie sucked pretty bad. So I understand.
Yeah.
So as fun as it was to carbo load on
you gotta wait like 20 years if you want to make a movie about a tragedy.
Pasta, Jimmy, what a great fucking joke, dude. High five. $5 to you. Fuck yeah. They feel like the remnant of an older, more innocent internet. For the last several years, we've begun to unleash a new technological demon, artificial intelligence. As we all know, big tech is force-feeding us AI slop in order to make more money and make us feel bad all the time. The market for AI technologies is estimated to be $244 billion, and an estimated 47% of work.
How do you even estimate this, bro?
Are at a risk of losing their jobs to AI in the next decade. Oh boy, I feel a genuine rant coming on, rumbling in my tummy, but I'll save that for a video where I'm not talking.
Yeah, your job, both of our, well, this is a hobby though, not me. I think more manual labor jobs are going to come now. In the meantime, now at least, AI can't lift heavy thing. You need humans to like input the controls.
Talking about Slenderman, I guess. But I will say the craziest thing about AI is we don't really know how it works, because when you make an AI, it's, neural networks and shit, and it just kind of builds itself, and you kind of like, trim the hedges, but no one really knows how an AI works, which is where we get some pretty creepy shit out of this. Before I start talking about AI cryptids, let me begin by saying that I am fully aware that certain cryptozoologists will take offense to the very idea of an AI cryptid. For those non-scientific method-using ologists, I will say, your nerdy passion for Bigfoot is no substitute for hard scientific data or the gentle touch of a woman. Jesus Christ, Jimmy. Jesus, I didn't write that. That was mean, Jimmy. Jimmy, brother. Golly. Anyway, if these nerds know what's best for themselves, they'll chill out before they incur the wrath of Loeb. This is Loeb. Loeb was discovered in 2022. What a fucking creature. Artist Steph Maj Swanson was using negatively weighted prompts in a text-to-image generator, but she was trying to get AI to produce the opposite of Marlon Brando. The result was a woman with red cheeks and distorted features that turned the idea of the uncanny valley into a pit of despair.
Yeah, this is what we evolved the uncanny valley. This is why we evolved it. Because imagine you were back in the day, you would see this and you would be like, oh, that's just a normal human. No, bro, get the hell away.
Swanson noted the bizarre ability of AI to generate this image of this woman consistently
with
much more ease than it could most celebrities. The creature was called Loeb after the AI weirdly just threw that word into one of the images for some reason. As Swanson produced more images of Loeb, they became increasingly darker. In fact, some of them featured decapitations and bloody scenes involving children. Images so disturbing that I won't even show them here because, once again, I can't lose any more money. Think pieces popped up in tech blogs and on newspapers and shit. And helping matters was the fact that Swanson had a flair for the dramatic. Imagine I had a fedora. Chris, edit a fedora. Keyframe. I want you to spend 30 hours on this effect. Ready? Wow. There you go. There's some work for you. Her tweets were full of cryptic missives, such as, "She is an emergent island in the latent space that we don't know how to locate with text queries. Ooh, you're a good writer." Swanson would become famous in the tech world, but she would later admit that she kind of became obsessed with Loeb and was addicted to the dopamine created by the instant gratification of generating images of her digital demon. In 2024, she admitted that she was quitting AI art to go write a screenplay. And let me tell you,
quitting AI art?
You don't have to quit AI art. It's really easy. What do you mean you're quitting AI? You're quitting typing? Quitting prompts? Are you an artist? I feel like I use that term loosely too much. Okay, so Loeb was terrified.
Well, what do you consider artist, bro? Because I'm not gonna get into it.
But luckily, that's the only AI
I would consider. Would I? Because it's not if you make if you see someone draw a horse and you're like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna copy them. Would you consider that art? Right? It's not good art, but is it still art? It's like that's the same thing with AI. but people are like, "Oh, that's not art." Well, I would say it would be the bare minimum, the lowest of the low, bottom pits of hell art.
AI cryptid we've ever come across. Unless, of course, you count Krungus. Oh! Krungus! Holy shit, I forgot about Krungus. The same year that Loeb was discovered, comedian Guy Kelly was lying awake in bed at 3 in the morning when he had the idea of typing nonsense words into a text image generator. So he fed the AI prompt the word Krungus and then quickly fell asleep. I'm sure I'm not alone in thinking that the word Krungus is a very... just sounds terrible. It sounds like a little critter, a little disgusting critter that takes your gold. It sounds like a racial slur and a term for VD all at the same time. Actually, an Urban Dictionary entry from 2007 defines Krungus as the crud and fungus that collects under extremely long fingernails left unmanicured for an extended period of time. So we all agree that Krungus sounds bad, right?
It's the dirt, the browns, the black stuff under your fingernails.
Okay, moving on. When Kelly woke up the next morning, instead of photos of a grimy fingernail, he found that he had unleashed a new digital hellspawn. Krungus looks like a troll orc fucked up creature. However, there is no precedent for this image. It is 100% AI. It's not pulling from anything. Kelly posted Krungus to his Twitter account and it went viral immediately. Some users theorized that Krungus might be based on the idea Krampus, which I understand, that kind of makes sense. But Kelly noted that the AI generator he used didn't interpret the prompt Krampus in the same style as Krungus. Instead, Kelly theorized that AI was latching onto the ungus suffix and drawing inspiration from Odorous Ungarus, the lead singer of the band Gwar. Don't know if I said any of those names correctly, but we're gonna move on quick. Whatever it was doing, the internet seemed equal parts excited and freaked out by Krungus. A Twitter parody account opened up almost immediately, and social media was flooded with images of baby Krungus and sexy Krungus. When AI was asked to explain Krungus, they said he was a, fucked up creature that haunted the mountains of...
Krungus was a what happened to him? Was a mythical creature that was said to haunt the forests of ancient Europe. It was said to be a large furry creature with a long tail and sharp claws. Krungus was said to be very shy and would only come out at night to hunt for food. Some say that Krungus was a werewolf, while others say it was a type of forest spirit. No one knows for sure what Krungus was, but for one thing it was feared by many.
Europe, for some reason, and that no one knows exactly what Krungus was, but it was feared by many. Okay, great. AI can't explain anything except for the creatures that it creates and what fears it the most. To make this even creepier, a scientist's website was crashed for an entire day after trying to publish an article about Krungus. The next year, Crayon, the app responsible for the images of Krungus, introduced an update version that no longer produced images of Krungus. And while they sent Krungus back, I've said Krungus way too many times, while they sent him back to the ancient European folklore, you can't stop it from growing. In the words of Krungus's creator, through humanity's hubris in attempting to create a thinking machine, we've pierced the veil beyond words and invited something in that can never be sent away. People make AI art suck. Even though we cycle through our digital demons just like any other online trend or meme, the idea that these monsters can never be sent away
People who make art. I'm not gonna say that. Sorry. We don't just live online. I didn't mean that.
We keep a portal of it in our pants at all times. That means we're...
A lot of artists I meet are like snobs, but maybe it's because maybe it's the people, not the job, you know?
Actively carrying whatever unholy cryptid stalks cyberspace with us every step of the way. And when those nightmares are unleashed in real life, the consequences can be very deadly. I hope you enjoyed this video. I sure did. Like, comment, and subscribe. Do all of those things. New videos every Saturday and every Wednesday. Check out Extra Tug. Chris, make it creepy, though. Don't make it fun at the end. You always make it fun. Make it creepy. Make it dark. Extra Tug, you get $4 for a new video every week, and you get your name at the end of the video, and you get to see this video a day early, and I don't know why I'm whispering. I'm getting really, really quiet now. New merch. You see the merch? I love this merch. This merch is really fun.
It is good merch. It is good merch.
People wonder. No one knows. Goodbye.
Jump scare, don't jump scare me. Don't jump scare me. Don't jump scare me. If you jump scare me, I'm actually going to unsubscribe and leave a like. Thank you. W-man didn't jump scare me. Thank you, dear Lord. Don't take that out of context, please. What are these videos? I'll watch Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, catch a tiger by its toe. If it growls, let it go. Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo. The FBI
in the early morning hours of October.
This one. This came out 8 days ago. Almost has over 500,000 views. Okay, we're gonna watch that one next time. Alright, well, and then go subscribe to Big Tug. Subscribe to me first, and see you guys later. Bye.